Hello, my name is Zain Zulfiqar. This is my presentation on the solution to reducing gun violence. I say presentation, but I mean more of a guide, a two-step solution to reducing gun violence. Now I know a lot of people love guns. My argument is not to take away guns from people, even though part of it is. My point of my argument is really reducing gun violence. Now I have a question. What will make people less violent in society in terms of gun violence? Of course, first we can look at mental health services. But before I explain what kind of mental health services, we need to figure out the term mental health. What is mental health? Mental health is a person's condition psychologically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, when someone has bad mental health or is mentally unhealthy, this usually means they have a low self-esteem, they're isolated from society, they're lonely, they have very violent or negative fantasies, or just a lot of fantasies in general. This is really why people need mental health services, because this could cause negative consequences in society, because it may cause people to lash out, and we've already seen this concept happen in mass shootings. Now, when I mean mental health services, I mean services like therapy, of course, also interventions, different kind of interventions. So one type of intervention is educational-based interventions, where they could be offered in schools, where they could teach people or kids or teens concepts like conflict resolution, anger management, and also community-based interventions, just a way for people to have someone to talk to, have people there where they can learn about being a better person and being healthier mentally. Or we can also look at gun control laws for making people less violent. Now, when I say gun control laws, I really mean making sure that violent people don't have guns in their hands. And when I mean violent people, I mean violent people like this person right here. Now, if people are not aware of this group right here, the Proud Boys, they're a far-right, politically violent group which lashes out in society, really. Now, this is why we need background checks on all gun sales. When you're selling a gun to a person that has never committed a violent act or any kind of violent crime in the past, then you make sure that society is safer. Now, I'm aware the Brady Act exists, but that's not enough. It's only background checks on mentally ill people if a person is mentally ill, and not all mentally ill people are violent. Now, this is a Nancy Pelosi favorite. She advocates for this, but she stands by it, and she thinks it's very effective for reducing gun violence, which I agree very much. Now, all these gun laws are not possible without enforcement, without at least cops enforcing these gun laws. We can't just declare these laws and expect people to follow them. We've seen this to be very ineffective in the past. Now, obviously, until there was enforcement, nothing was really changing. So we need enforcement for these laws to really work. If we take a look at this data right here by gunviolencearchive.org, this is really a 6-year chart on the gun deaths and injuries that have occurred for the last 6-7 years. In 2019 alone, there was 15,208 gun deaths, 29,501 injuries, and so there was 24,432 suicides in 2018. And also 692 of these deaths or injuries were children, and 3,068 teens. 417 people being killed and injured in mass shootings. And that is very unfortunate, seeing this type of data. And we also look at this data on mass shootings. We see that mass shootings have continually risen over the past 30 years. It's because nothing is being done about it. Now, before I answer the question on what will make people less violent, easier access to mental health services, or gun control laws, I need to explain the benefits of both. Now, mental health services help. They help provide support for individuals that don't have support at home. Interventions help inform people. It teaches people what gun violence is about, what the true issue revolving mental health and gun violence, and it educates people in the right way instead of people needing to see all these brutal fatalities on the news. It helps educate people in real time and in face to face, and teaches people, hey, you know what, you know what's going on, and also educates people on dealing with their issues in the right way. Now, obviously, gun control laws help as well. Gun background checks have been proven to reduce gun-related homicide or suicide, and research proves gun control laws reduce gun violence. And when you reduce the availability of guns, it obviously reduces gun violence, since less people have guns, there's less gun shootings being committed, which obviously reduces gun violence. Now, how with a straight face can someone make the argument that more guns will make society safer? We know that states with the most gun laws tend to have the fewest gun deaths, said Barack Obama himself. Now, here's the secret. We need both. Now, this is because research has been done, and mental health services do help reduce gun violence, but not that significant as the combination of mental health services and gun control laws, which shows a significant approach to reducing gun deaths, which is obviously reducing gun violence. There's some good news. You can do something about this. Now, you can sign petitions. Sign all the petitions you can about having easier access to mental health services, more funding for mental health services, new gun control laws. Write letters to politicians. Write letters to the right politicians to make sure that your voice is being heard, that politicians are actually listening to you, and you know, you realizing that you can actually do something about this, that you have a voice, and make noise. Post on social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever is necessary. Bring more awareness to this issue. Together, we can create a brighter future. Our future is bright, my friends, and eventually we can create a brighter future for our kids, our grandkids, our grand-grandkids, because the thought of a family member getting harmed due to gun violence or any sort of violence is disheartening, and something needs to be done about it. And these are my sources. Thank you for listening to my speech and my guide.